This past week in my office, I had 2 patients who I did not believe had measles, but it was possible, right? They had congestion and a cold and a fever, and they had a rash. Now, I've seen measles long time ago when I was in training 30 years ago. To me, it didn't look like a measles rash, but certainly you couldn't rule it out as a possibility given we're in the middle of an outbreak. I called the state lab, well, one of my doctors did, and we were trying to find out, how do we get this sample to you? Both times we were told no need to send the sample. What we were told 3 days ago, this past Friday, was that there has not been, and I quote, a single case of community-acquired measles in this entire outbreak, and I end quote. So they did not even want a sample from a child who had been exposed, was at the Blazers game where the measles person had been, and had possible measles. They weren't even interested in looking for the sample because they knew there hasn't been a single case of community-acquired measles. What does that mean? That means the exposure happened in a closed setting. We know there are a couple churches in the Southwest Washington area where a lot of the congregation were under or unimmunized, didn't have protection against measles, and a measles case came through that church. And of course, a lot of people got measles. And those people were told to isolate, and that's appropriate. You send people home so you don't go out into the community and expose the greater community. But they did a masterful job of containing this outbreak, and it is really very well contained, it appears. We still have a few cases coming in from that initial group, but no community-acquired measles.
The outbreak has been traced to a Bible study class at Vancouver's Grace Point Christian Church for the Slavic Christian Academy. The Slavic Academy's principal says the student, the first Clark County measles case to surface back in December, still hasn't returned to classes.
That boy is not started yet, so he just recovered at home. And we asked the parents just take blood exam if the disease gone, so we just welcome to come back. Yeah.
Principal Andre Dolbinen says the academy and the churches it's associated with encourage members to get vaccinations for themselves and their children. But some parents mistrust the vaccines, a mistrust that may be a holdover from time spent living in the former Soviet Union.